All right.
I'll show you the 7 levels of sampling, starting from the absolutely worst one and going all the way to the GOAT level. For each one of these levels, we'll be looking at an example beat, starting with level 1, ignorant. So this level is completely ignorant of sampling. And they think that sampling is just stealing somebody else's song and calling it your own. So for example, how a beat on an ignorant level might look is basically we're gonna just take our sample, put it in our DAW, and that is it. That is our entire song.
What? Nigga, that's not sampling? Nigga, that's not sampling. Who is doing that?
And I can't even lie, it sounds pretty good if I do say so myself.
What? You didn't
so
change
if you wanna
anything.
learn how to make fire beats like that, then check out Sample Academy. It's first link in the description.
You didn't even change
At
anything.
level 2, we got a noob. And a noob can appreciate sampling as a way of making music. However, he still thinks that it's super simple. You basically just loop a part of a song and then you just put some drums over it and that's it. So for example, how a noob might approach making a beat is he might choose a part of a sample like I did here. So we're still using the same sample as we did before, but what I did with it is I just matched it with the
what
tempo.
level of sampling have I been using?
3 semitones, and I just added a little bit of Cymatics Origin to just cut off the high end a little bit, and it basically sounds like this. And so basically all we got left to finish our beat is just grab a kick, a snare, and a hi-hat, and just make a very simple pattern, and that's our beat done.
Wait, what?
So next up is level 3, which is beginner, and a beginner now is actually interested in sampling. He's starting to learn how to sample, how to chop samples, which samples to pick, and how to adjust.
Wait, I think I'm a level 7 sampler. I think I'm a level 7 sampler.
Comes to the sample properly. So an example of a beat that a beginner might make is this beat right here, where I grab this sample called Is There a Place, where basically I just have 2 chops. So I have 1 chop for the intro and 1 chop for the main part of the sample. So let's take a listen to it. And so what I did with the sample is I just took the sound from the left ear of the sample, so it just sounds
you make
a
something
little bit
completely
smaller.
new.
Then I used Cymatics Origin to cut off the high end and just added a small EQ that gets rid of some of the low end and the high end and a little bit.
I think my thing though with sampling is because like you don't want to make something that sounds like the original at all whatsoever. Actually, I don't know. Maybe my approach to sampling is like the least amount of the sample, the better. Like, if anything, like you want to, like, it's kind of like reacting, I guess. It's like you don't want to just simply just react. You want to make your own version of that. Like you want to make your own version of the shits, like, in my opinion. Not saying that there's nothing wrong with like just taking somebody's shit and like putting drums with it if you're not considering it like to be serious. But if you want to make like an actual real song or some shit, I feel like you gotta honestly not really sample for real. I guess not sample to the point where it's like it's unrecognizable to the original thing, but because like I like the songs where it's like you can't tell where the sample comes from, and it's like it sound like something completely different, and it's like, oh yeah, I sample SpongeBob. Like, what, nigga? Like that should be like some heavy metal shit. It's like, how did you get that sound? It's like, yeah, I sample this one episode from SpongeBob, random episode. And it's like, you know what I'm saying? That's how I feel like sampling should be, in my opinion. If at most, I guess the drill shit, because I feel the drill shit got to be like a level what? A level 5? Like a level 4, level 5 sample? No, it's probably like a level 4 sampling like type shit, because all they do is literally take one part of the song that sounds catchy, they pitch it up and literally put drums in it. No, that's literally level 3. Wait, hold on. That's literally level 3. Like, what the hell? Like, that's literally level 3 sampling, bro. They literally just be taking one section of the song, they pitch it up, and then they just put drums on it and an 808 kick on it. They don't even like change. Now, to be fair, obviously it works, but it's like, it's kind of boring though, in my opinion. That's kind of like it works. It's like, it's no disrespect, because I'm not trying to disrespect nobody. You You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the sleazy beats, right? Shout out to all the shit. But I'm just saying, like, it's too easy, bro. It's too easy. And it's boring. And there's no real creativity out of that, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Like the Cardi song, the one with the Ashanti sample, I still think about that every day because it's like, bro, you don't even if you are an Ashanti fan, you probably wouldn't even know that was an Ashanti song. But he literally took the guitars from that song and made his own version of that song. And unless, like I said, you are a severe music head or you really love Ashanti and you know Ashanti music, you weren't going to be able to recognize that shit. Even though Ashanti's pretty big and she has a lot of recognizable songs. But then you'll have shit like this, I don't know, fucking, what's that Ice Spice beat that Riot did? The Give Me the Light song. You'll have like songs like Give Me the Light where it's like, nigga didn't even change nothing to it. He just added 808s to the damn song that was already there, made. Like, it's like, and unfortunately, that's one of her worst songs. So it's like, come on, bro. There's levels to this shit, bro.
Bit of the mid end. So it just makes a little bit of the space for us to add drums and other instruments.
I like when people pick the weird part of a song and make that the song. Ow.
So next up, instead of
This sound
programming
like a
the
J.
drums
Cole
myself,
beat.
I actually used a drum
Or a
break
JID
called
beat.
Tropical Hit by Baccara Rhythm and Steel Band.
What
So
the
it sounds
hell?
like this.
Okay.
And so then I just chopped it up slightly, added a EQ to get rid of some of the presence from the drum break, an analog clip to thicken it all up, a compressor to just bring out some of the color of the drums, and another EQ to get rid of some of the annoying frequencies. So it's gonna sound like this.
That sounds completely different from what we heard.
And with our sample, it's going to sound like this. Lastly, I just use this analog lap bass and I just try to follow the sample.
Okay, I know he's using this as a sample, like unironically a sample, but my boy, you could do better than that. Boy, that shit sound kind of ass. Am I tripping for saying that? My bad.
So if I take all of this and arrange a bit out of it, here's how it's going to sound.
It sounds like Joe Budden made this. Like, who's rapping on this? Oh, yeah. I mean, true. You're right. Maybe that is the point, though. I'm just like, I don't know, man.
And at level 4, we got intermediate. So somebody who's intermediate is familiar with all the basic sampling techniques, knows which part of a sample to pick for a good result, can sample easily, knows how to add drums, find the root notes, and can build his own patterns on top of the sample. So to show off what somebody who's intermediate might do, I picked this sample called Love Won't Let Me Wait, and it sounds like this.
It's J. Cole on the
And to
beat.
be exact, I chose this little chop of the sample. Now, so what I did with it
Metro
is I pitched
Boy,
it up
want
by
some more,
5
nigga.
semitones, and I added a little bit of cymatics origin to just kind of change the sound of the sample, and then just cut off everything below 150 hertz, so we have more space for our bass later on.
Shout out sampling
And so
though,
it sounds
man.
like this.
I probably would cut that last part out though, high key. Oh, never mind. Unless if he's doing that.
Next up, I got this thick rose bass from Ableton, and I just used it to find the root notes of my beat.
See, at least this sounds a little bit better. Hold on. I can see Bryson Tiller on this. all of my
Next up, I actually
life
grabbed this lead synth.
I'd have told you.
And I actually used it twice. Once for this bigger pattern that we have here that
All
just
my
plays throughout
life.
half of the loop. And a second one that just plays at the end of the loop that has a lot of reverb on it. So together they sound like this.
He probably could take that
Then
out.
to actually start thickening up the entire beat,
It does sound way
I
better.
grabbed this Juno 6 and I just made this very simple pattern with it where it kind of acts like chords, but it's not actually chords because it's just a one note playing in two different octaves, but still it kind of fills in that role of chords, so it just thickens up our entire beat.
Okay. So you just adding more onto it, okay?
Next up, I made this very simple drums pattern where I just grabbed this kick, this snare,
It does sound
and
way better
this
than the
hi-hat,
last one though.
and made this really simple pattern. There's really nothing
Wait,
complex
what?
here.
What
The only
DAW is
thing is that
this?
we just have a couple of hi-hat
Is this
rolls,
Ableton?
which, again, that's nothing too special, but the drums don't really need to be that full and don't really have to do that much because we already have quite a few layers in the beat, so that's just how I left it. Actually, I added analog clip to just thicken the drums up a bit and added a LA2A compressor to just bring out the color out of them, so it sounds like this.
Abortion. Nigga, did Trippie Red make this? I needed an abortion. I needed an abortion. Needed an abortion.
And lastly, I wanted to have some variation for the beat, so I actually grabbed this 808.
You call
So we can
Ableton
replace
abortion?
our bass
Yuck.
or play along with it
All right, Trippie.
in some certain parts of the beat, and I actually just sidechained the kick.
I'm sorry, I'm not gonna lie. I don't want to DAW shame anybody, but Ableton look ugly, bro. I'm sorry. Not even trying to be that type of guy. I'm not even mad if you use Ableton, but it's like, bruh, FL Studio just looks so clean, so better. Ableton looks like, I'm sorry, Ableton look ass, bro. I'm sorry.
To our
I don't say how
808
niggas
so
use
they
this.
don't interfere with each other. And the pattern that I made is actually very simple. It's just the notes
needed
of
an
our
abortion.
bass with the rhythm of our kick. So it sounds like this.
It just doesn't look like, you know? Like, I don't feel like I can make good music on here for some reason. I just feel like if I'm on here, I don't look like I can make good music on here, bruh.
And by the way, if you're trying to level up at sampling, then check
It
out
just looks
Sample
mad
Academy.
confusing
We
to
currently
me.
have a free trial for
Logic
everybody.
looks pretty
so
cool.
just go check it out. It's first link in the description. And
Well, actually, hold on. Let me look at Logic real quick. Because I don't remember what Logic looked like. Nigga, what the fuck? Nigga, this shit looks more confusing than Ableton does. Unless if I'm tripping. Actually, never mind. I take that back. I don't know. They both look. I don't know. FL Studio just looks more. It just looks more clean. I think it's because of the fact like. It just feels like it's squished. Like everything is squished. There's no space, bro. Like this shit looks crazy. I don't know, man. If I had to choose one, I guess I choose Logic over Ableton, but I'm not really convinced. I definitely don't like this though. I'm not a fan of this at all whatsoever. Ableton look like I need to solve algebra questions to operate it, right? It do look like that. It do look like I need to fucking hack the mainframe and discover what the quantum mechanics are like. The fuck?
And if we just arrange the entire beat out, here's how it all sounds together. This
definitely sounds like some shit I made like in 2016. No cap. Actually, you know what? I'm not. You know what's crazy? Because I was thinking about this the other day. I'm actually kind of proud of like the things that I made since when I first started to now. It's really crazy. The more hours you put into something, the better you're at it. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not the one to be like. I'm not saying that my first couple beats and my first couple songs were ass, but compared to the shit that I'm making now, it's literally like garbage to a Bugatti type shit. I don't know, bro. This is like the shit I was making like a couple years ago was absolutely garbage compared to what I'm making now. It's just dedication, bro. But this is like, damn, bro. I didn't, you know what I'm saying? My shit was bro. I remember when I first started using FL Studios and like, I didn't even know like what the numbers at the top of the shit was. So where I would be making like 6-minute beats. But I'll be thinking in my head, it's just a regular, you know what I'm saying? Like it's a regular just like song, but that should be fucking 6 to 7 minutes. You know what I'm saying? And it's like everything's just stretched out and shit. And you know what I'm saying? 10,000 hours, probably more than that, bro. I ain't gonna lie, cause I'm pretty sure I told this, but like before I even started posting beats, like I literally just took a whole year just making shit, and then I just started posting it. But I realized that shit was very ass, cause I was just making anything, honestly, just to make it, bruh, just to put something out there. And now it's just like, okay, well, now I understand this shit. Even like, cause I would say, I'm not gonna say, even before my unfortunate demise happened, I think even the beats and the songs that I was making then are still not even remotely close to what I'm making now, in my opinion. And I think, and if I'm just judging by myself, like the shit that we were making on stream before my shit crashed, I think that was probably the second evolution that I had, unironically, with FL Studios. If I was to evolutionize my beats, I would say like the first half was like definitely when I first started to like maybe that one beat. Honestly, I'll say it was probably my first beat to the Line on Your Dead Mama beat that we made on stream, or the Brazilian funk song. That Brazilian funk beat that Christmas song that we made on stream. I think once I did that, I think that kind of opened up, unironically, what I thought I could like really make for real. And then once we really got more into the actual sampling shit, that's when I'm like, oh, okay, hold on. You know what I'm saying? Like it got a little bit better. Cause I like once I figured out like, oh wait, you telling me all I gotta do is just download some shit and I can interpolate the beat and niggas gonna like it. It was up from then, bro. Cause I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't really sampling in the Forever World era for real. If we're gonna I sampled maybe like out of all the songs that I made, I think like 2 of those were just actual, like only 2 of those were like really samples for real. I think it was. I think only 2 of those songs that I made out of all those like Lofi shits, even the Lofi era Nick, I would say maybe 2 of those were really samples. Unless if you're counting drum samples, because I did use a lot of drum samples, because nigga, I paid for Splice, nigga. I'm not, you know what I mean? Like, I was gonna use those Splice drums, nigga. The fuck, bro? You know what I'm saying? Like, damn right, I'm gonna use that Splice drums. But other than that, maybe that was probably, as far as actual like sampling, I guess, from like shit that's already out there. Yeah, it was not that, bro. But I will say though, niggas was trying to get my shit the fuck out of there though. Especially, I remember that one guy. Yeah, I remember you, sir. You tried to copyright a beat you stole from me. Yeah, I remember you were from fucking Singapore. Nigga rapping on my beat and he's Singaporean. I was about to be, I was about to say sound crazy what I was about to say next. I hope you're doing good though. Also, there was like, also there was like some Indian guy too. Cause I went to the music shits because I was trying to upload some shit a while ago, and then I saw that there were like, you know, where it, like in the tabs where it'll tell you like your most popular like videos or whatever, and then it'll be like the videos that are like the audio clips that are being shared. Tell me why when I looked at that shit, it was like one of them shits was like had over like a million some views, and it was some Indian guy like shopping or some shit, and he used like one of my beats in a TikTok of his or like in the YouTube shorts and shit. And I'm like, nigga, what the is going on, bro? I was like, bro, what the fuck, bro? Like that shit was so random, bro. Never tour in Singapore. No, don't get it twisted, bro. I love Singapore, bro. I want to visit there one day. It was just that the nigga copyrighted my fucking shit off of my one of the beat tapes that I made. And then he was getting paid money off of that. Now, was it a lot? No, because nobody was listening to his shit. But even still, it's like, damn, nigga, like you could have credited me at least. I know, like, come on, bruh. And then I got Indian niggas dancing to my like my shit don't even make sense, bro. I wasn't even making that type of shit, bro. Some girl used one of my beats in a Get Ready With Me on a TikTok vid in 2021. Did you sue her? Did you get your royalties? Like, what the fuck? Hell no. Nah. Niggas really felt robbed. That shit was crazy. It really be crazy because when you be putting shit out there, you don't be realized, like, you don't know, like, if it will, like, do anything or not. But then it's like, it just takes one person to find that shit. And then it's like, you know, it's up. You didn't get that many views, but it was so random. To be honest, don't be surprised if there's many more. Because apparently one of my beats was used literally for a goddamn trend. Apparently, because after that, I found that Indian guy doing that. Then I looked at it. It was a bunch of other people doing the same shit. That shit was mad weird. And I don't even know what the fucking trend was. It was like literally like, I don't even know what it was. It was like some like I don't even know what it was, but it was like popular over there or some shit. I'm like, nigga, what the, you know what I'm saying? Niggas getting millions of views type shit. What the fuck, bro? Like, damn, y'all niggas really, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, it is what it is, though. I always believe once you put something out there, it's not yours anymore. It's the world's. So you know what? Whether or not a nigga will know that I made that or not, doesn't matter. As long as it's out there and I know it, and it is what it is. Shout out Future, because he also stole my shit too. But we don't want to get into that, though. That's still crazy to me. That nigga Future really dead ass. You know what? We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna get into that. Also, my bad. I do also remember I remember one of my friends told me, and this is the craziest story I've ever heard, because I didn't really share my music with a lot of people. Not that I didn't share it, but like people didn't realize that I made like music and shit. Except for a couple of people that I told. And I remember one of my friends told me that, you know, which was kind of crazy. I don't know why he told me this, but I remember one of my friends telling me that because I was playing him some of the shit I made, and he was like, "Wait, hold on, one of these sound familiar." I'm like, and it was a beat that I made in like, I think it was like 2020, I think 2019, and a nigga told me, I remember hearing this beat when I was watching this girl, you know what I'm saying? She was doing let's just say she was doing some OnlyFans content. And then the nigga proceeds to show me the video like I wanted to see. And the nigga to proceed to show me the video like I wanted to see that. He was like, yeah, man, it was this girl right here. And then the next thing you know, I looked at his phone. It's literally she DJing. But my beat was in the background. I'm like, nigga, first of all, the first of all that you remember that is insane to me. And to be fair, niggas was too comfortable. Maybe nigga was too comfortable. But it's like, bro, the fact that you remember the beats in the background while she's DJing and you hear that, it's like, wait, did you make that? I'm like, yeah, I did. He gooned out. That shit was insane because it's like, first of all, let's be real. Nigga, when you gooning, you don't give a fuck what the hell going on in the background. You don't give a damn if there's a cat in the background or like, nigga, you telling me while you beating your shit, you remember the beat in the background and you so happen, like, I play you one of my beats and you're like, this shit sounds exactly like this thing that I remember seeing while I was beating my meat. Really think about that. Really, I want to put this into perspective. A nigga remembered a beat while he was beaten, bro. That's all I'm gonna say, bro. My thing is like, I just want to know, because that really had me thinking. I'm like, I actually kind of want to know how many songs or music or anything that I made or whatever, like even video, that there's a possibility that I could be on somebody's screen while they're out here doing that. Like, really think about that for a second. Because now I'm like, ever since that day, I'm like, I really started thinking like, damn, I could just be I could be in somebody's house right now while somebody is literally gooning right now as we speak, filming a video, and I'm in the background just unprovoked, bruh. Or I'm in a TikTok or some shit, and then it's somebody just videotaping themselves gooning. Nigga, I better get some goddamn money out of that too. If I'm in the back, what's worse? If you're playing a video of mine or any kind of like somebody in the background while cheeks are being destroyed, I feel uncomfortable. No cap. I'm not gonna lie. Don't put me on in the background while you are beating somebody's cheeks in, or vice versa. I don't want to be on the screen while you out here going crazy on your lady or man. I don't want to be. What if Miss B Nasty use it? I'm gonna question why am I in the background of Miss B Nasty? That's what I'm gonna question. Cause like, why is she watching me while she washing herself? You know what I mean? Now look, I understand people need to put something on while they getting crazy and going to town. Look, we done all been there. I understand. Sometimes, you know what I mean? Like, you want to put on the Netflix, we're not really watching the Netflix. You want to put on a YouTube video, you know what I'm saying? You're not really putting on the YouTube video, you know, because, you know, you really just want some noise to drown out, you know what I mean? Just in case, depending on where you at, right? You want the noise to drown out the cheeks that are being clapped because you don't want other people to hear. We all know the strats. But my thing is this. Don't put me on anywhere. I don't give a damn if it's one of my beats, one of my songs. I don't give a damn if it's a reaction video. I don't care if it's me, any video. I don't care if it's a stream. If you have your pants down while I'm on your screen, just know I am uncomfortable. Because realistically, I'm in your room while you naked. And that just doesn't sit right with me. There's somebody out there in the world where they are just butt booty ass naked and they have me on their TV phone or something, bruh. I'm right next to Miss B Nasty, damn near at that point. I'm in one tab, probably muted. In the other tab, Miss B Nasty right there going crazy. He like, you know what I'm saying? And then he switched back to me while he got residue on his hands or her hands, depending on who it is. You know what I mean? I don't want that, bro. I don't want, bro. Just the thought of like that existing is just like, damn, bro. Like somebody dead ass beating they shit while I'm on their screen. I'm unwillingly in an OF video. Really think about that. While thousands of people beating their meat to you, doing crazy things to yourself, my imprint is in the background. Therefore, they're beating off to me too. That feels weird. I'm sorry. That just feels weird to me. A nigga busted a nut to me. Just really think about that.
And so at level 5 we got advanced, and somebody who's advanced knows most sampling techniques and can use them with ease.
A nigga busted a nut while I'm on screen.
Can transform a sample into something completely new. His beats are highly sought after from rappers, and most importantly, he does not overcomplicate the process of creation. He sticks to the most important stuff, which results in him actually making better music overall. So for this level, I sampled this song called Who Has the Last Laugh Now by Bloodstone, and it sounds like this.
Now, I will say, I'm sorry, I keep on bringing this up, but I have to say this, though. I will say, though, I have heard horror stories, specifically with females streamers or women streamers that, you know, there be some people goon into their shit. You know what I'm saying? While they live. I will say, I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. That's crazy. It's one thing to get your goon off. It's another thing to goon to somebody while they live streaming. They're not even on that type of timing. Don't be putting what's that shit called? Don't be putting me like on a goddamn glass or some shit, and you know what I'm saying, like a picture of me, and like you know. Gooning to wow, that was crazy. Gooning to someone just sitting there talking is crazy. The thing is that you'll be surprised that that's more common than you think. There's more common. If I'm not mistaken, I actually heard somebody saying that because I didn't even know what the fuck these were called, but I think it's called a tribute video. Because this is the first time I ever even heard that term. And I think one of the girls that I was watching, she was talking about that like a guy, one of her male viewers sent her a tribute video. And I was like, what the fuck? That nigga like sending you like, did you die or some shit? That's what I thought it was. And then niggas explained what that was. I'm like, oh. That is insane. And I'm gonna be honest, my thing is like, okay, on some real shit, because I really gotta ask it, like on some real shit. Why do you think somebody needs to know that? You know what I mean? Like, that's what my thing is. Like, look, I get it. You have a crush, whatever. Like, look, when people are on the internet, I understand, like, you know, even if I don't agree with it, but it's like, I'm not naive and be like, okay, let's be real. I'm not gonna say, but we know people that, or even maybe you yourself, you might have had a fantasy dream or something about just somebody that you see, whatever, you know what I'm saying? And, you want to, do what you got to do to that. Look. And I'm not gonna sit up here and be one to police people on what they need to do with their shits, but my thing is like, why do other people need to see that though? You know what I mean? Why do other people need to know that? Like, you know what I mean? Like, why do you need to make it a thing to send it to the person that you are doing that to? You know what I mean? Because really think about that. You like, imagine a person sending you a video of them, you know what I'm saying, giggity goo gesploigen, and then they gesploigen on a picture of you. Like, come on, bruh. Like, what is the purpose of that? What needs to be said there? Why do you need to do that? There's a community of people who want to see those vids, and I want to be nowhere near that. I feel like that's just a thing that you should do in private, even if you're not proud of it, because I hope you're not proud of that. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to be that type of person to be like, because me personally, I don't condone that shit, period. Like, I don't care. Like, look, if you a nigga and you out here gooning to female streamers, or hell, even male streamers, like, or people in general that don't even do that type of shit, you're weird to me. But at the same time, it's like, there's a lot of people in this world, so you know niggas gonna do that regardless. So why even don't why? It's like it's almost like they're proud to do it though. It's like, nigga, like, it feels uncomfortable for people to know that you doing that, bro. Like, and you have to announce that. Like, it just doesn't. I don't understand the thought process in that, because it's like, nigga, no, I don't understand that. And then you doing it, and it's like, bro, and it's like, this is why I be feeling bad for the ladies, because it's like, damn, bro, it's like, if she dressed a certain way, you know what I mean, you're gooning, right? If she dressed covered up, you're still gooning. It's like, she can be a picture, you're still gooning. It's like, nigga, it's like, bro, when does it stop, bruh? And that's not act like, you know what I'm saying? Because there's some ladies out there that do that shit too. To the gentleman. It's just not. It's just. I feel like it's just like, we don't really care though, because, you know, it's a nigga. Nobody cares about niggas. But it's just like, even still, it's like, if you a lady and you out here gooning to a nigga stream while he just sitting here playing Call of Duty or 2K, that's insane. That's insane. And don't send me a video of you doing that. I don't want to see your coochie. The fuck? That shit is weird as fuck. And the tribute is insane.
So what I did with it is I just warped it to the tempo, and I just added a little bit of cymatics origin to cut off the high end of the sample, and used a simple EQ to cut off
long story
the low
short,
end of the sample.
If you gonna go to me, don't tell me. You're better off just not telling me.
So next what I did is,
if you're gonna goon to me, just don't tell me, bruh.
And made this
don't tell
really,
me that you're
really
gooning to
simple
me.
pattern that literally just plays 2 notes over and over.
Niggas getting too bold out here.
Next up, I grabbed another sample by Village Crusaders, and I just sampled a drum break from it, so it sounds like this.
I don't know if that's gonna fit.
So I just chose a 2-bar part of that drum break, and I stretched it to tempo, looped it, and added analog clip to it, and a little bit of LA compressor to bring all the colors out of this drum break.
I don't know if it's gonna fit though.
And lastly, what I did is I grabbed this kick to layer the first kick of every 2 bars. So together that kick with the drum loop is going to sound like this.
Okay. I'm gonna be honest. I've been kind of off kicks for a long time. I don't even remember the last song I had a kick in it, if I'm gonna be honest.
And to be honest, that's it for the entire beat. And you might think that this is
I don't remember the last time I put a kick in
level, but actually no.
Like
Somebody
in a song
an advanced
at
level
all.
at sampling will only choose the parts of the samples and additional sounds and instruments that make the overall beat sound better.
Well,
and then
nah,
he will
wait,
use
never mind. That's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie. I literally have put kicks. Never mind. I just lied. Crazy.
Sounds and those samples to its fullest potential. So there's no fluff, nothing over the top, nothing.
If I'm making like
complex.
Those super bright hoppy, like poppy beats, then yeah, I do those.
Bones of the beat
I
So
really
if I
use
actually
them
grab
for
all of
beats
those patterns
that
and
have
arrange them out into
If
a
they
full
have
beat,
okay,
here is
I would say if they have 808s in them, then no, I'm not using them. But if it's like as a standalone instrument, then I have, because I just remember I did that one. I guess hyperpop one, and I did add like those little like those like those club kick type of sound. But nah, not I haven't used a kick to layer an 808 in a long like actually ever since I'll say ever since 2018. If I think about it. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's when the fucking rage beats were even kind of starting at that point, if I'm gonna be honest. Damn. Now, unless if the 808 already has like a kick sound to it, then I guess you could count that. But as far as like an actual layering the kick with the 808, I have not done that since 2018 at all. Now that I think about it, damn. I don't think I ever heard a song like that does that in a long time. I don't remember the last song that I heard did that. Maybe Drake? I don't know.
how it will sound.
I'm looking for my future.
For me, it was Pierre Bourne that made me realize I don't always need kicks. Yeah, Pierre was. Yeah, Pierre definitely was like one of those, like, you don't need kicks. But I will say though, like listening to more Alchemist and like Earl and Mike, I'm starting to realize I kind of don't really want to use 808s anymore. Like, at least not in the traditional sense of like how they're used now. I kind of don't want to like, I kind of want to use them more like as filler than like actual like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like a drive type shit. Like, I don't know, ever since, I don't know, that man, look, that man, I know Earl has always been that way, but it's like, I don't know, just listening to like songs where it's like there's no like distinct drum sound necessarily, but it still feels like a drum's there. That should be kind of hidden for real. I'm not gonna lie. That should be kind of hidden for real. I don't know what it is. I don't know what kind of voodoo magic that boy be doing, but or alchemist be doing, but it's just like I starting to realize you really don't need a drum pattern at all. Like, I'm not saying that like that's the first time realizing it, but it's like realizing that a song can really be made that doesn't really necessarily need a groove to make the song a good song. You know what I mean? Like, it should, like, using like the sample and using it in a way to where it's like you can still form a song that's structured like that is like just as good. If using like, if anything, I feel like using the drum is kind of a crutch now. Like, I know, I guess in the creative process, like, it's like, because you know you can make any type of song once you put a like, or make any type of sound, but once you put drums on it, then it's considered a song now, which is like, yeah, I guess true, because drums are the rhythm of the backbone of the song. But it's like, I don't know, I feel like it kind of limits your creativity a little bit, in my opinion. It kind of limits it because it's like, you know, it's a safeguard for you to be like, okay, if this doesn't sound right, if I put some drums on it, then you know it's just gonna hit regardless. I don't know. Maybe I just want to take more risk in making music, I guess, or making different shit. That has always been my goal though, is just to make way out of line different shit. And I feel like I think the next era of music that I want to go through after this, I kind of just want to not use a lot of drums, if any at all, and try to steer away from the 808s. And if I am going to use drums, it's going to be ones that I make like, I don't know. I guess we're going back to the post-punk rock era, I guess. I kind of want to do that. I just kind of want to make rock, post-punk, proto, heavy metal. Like, I just want to go back to the actual instrumentations, bro, instead of this electronic shit, bro. But don't get it twisted, though. I still like the distorted 808s, though. Don't get it twisted, though. It's going to be a while before I get rid of the distorted 808s. I just love the distortion sound a lot. I don't know what it is, but I just love the distortion sound on shit now. I ain't gonna lie. I love the chaos shit.
And next up, at level 6, we've got Pro. So somebody who's a pro at sampling knows the most obscure sampling techniques. There is no sample that would cause a problem for him. Can make multiple beats from one sample. People would jump at an opportunity to buy a beat from him, which would be very costly.
Is that me?
Pro is able to transform samples and use them in a way that most people wouldn't even imagine. The sample no longer dictates what he will make, but he tells the sample what to do. So for example, beat for this level.
To be fair though, I don't think there's that many different like sampling techniques though. And unless if there's something that's out there that I don't know. Cause I think damn near everybody at least knows the most, like, you know, I guess resampling, stretching, and chopping are kind of the only things you can really do to a sample for real. Unless if you want to take it the most craziest route of sampling is like programming a sample and then like creating your own note out of that sample, which, let's be real, that is just a crazy. I was literally trying to do that earlier today, no cap. I was literally trying to like, because I was looking at what's that the program I use a lot. Oh yeah, unless if you're Daft Punk, I don't know, yeah. Old Kanye, I don't think what did old Kanye really do? Like, see, now it sounds like I'm disrespecting old Kanye, but it's like, I'm pretty sure old Kanye kind of just did the same shit that I just said though. Like, you know what I mean? I think the thing is though, you have to have a good ear for it, I think. Like, because at first it's like, what's the word I'm looking for? You could take a song. I think it's just what you use out of that song is what, I guess, the difference in experience samplers versus like regular samplers. Because like, you know, a regular sampler, they will take something that sounds good, like that would sound good like on a hook, and then just put drums on it, like he said. And then an obscure sampler, which I feel like Kanye would be sometimes, where you just take something that's like you wouldn't even expect could be a loop or something, and then you make a whole song out of that. And now I think about it, Daft Punk really did do that. So did Aphex Twins. They did that a lot too. Their sampling was insane. Damn, I kind of wish I was on their level, high key. Now I think about it. You know what I'm saying? Unless if you want to take it like a simple sample, like a sound or something, and literally transform that into a whole instrument, which I think that might be the ultimate level of sampling. You take a sound and then you reroute it to make it an instrument where you can play it on a keyboard and it makes a whole different sound. And if we're talking about that, that's probably the height of sampling, in my opinion. That got to be the height of sampling.
Level, I actually went back to the sample we used.
Because what else can you do after that?
And 2, so they treat it like a lady sample. But this time
there's
around,
nothing else you can do.
To sample a different part of it. Here's the part that I chose.
Unless if you interpolate, but then at that point, interpolation ain't even really sampling. You're just recreating the beat with a different instrument. Because at that point, is that even really considered sampling at that point?
This time.
Chivalry.
So I warped this sample to the tempo. I pitched it down 4 semitones and used my usual processing for a sample. So I just cut out a little bit of the high end and a little bit of the low end. And I actually chopped up the sample a little bit, so it's a bit more interesting in certain parts.
Chivalry.
But that's actually not everything that I did for the sample.
Chivalry.
I actually made 2 layers for the sample. So the second layer looks like this, and it's actually a little bit more chopped up. And so on the second track of the sample, I also use this sidechaining plugin called Flax Mini, which quickly turns on and off the signal of the sample for me.
Oh.
And I just run all of that through reverb to just not make it as jarring. So I actually use the first part for the intro and the second section for a verse. So next up what I did is I grabbed this analog lab bass.
I don't know how I feel about layering samples on top of samples.
So I just run it through a little bit of analog clip and I added a audio effect rack to it, which basically just splits the bass into two chains. One completely dry chain that I add nothing to, and the second chain that
definitely gotta
only
have
has
an ear
chorus
for
on
it.
So it just makes the bass way wider and way bigger. And lastly, I just have a little bit of a sidechain for the kick that we're gonna add later on.
W sidechain.
Together with the sample, it sounds like this. Next up, I didn't think that the beat was thick enough, so I grabbed a Juno 6. I just added a little bit of EQ to it to cut off the low end so it doesn't interfere with our bass, and made this very simple pattern that's just gonna thicken up our entire beat.
This sound like some shit that it should sound like some like fucking 2065 ass song, boy. Like I'm about to go to Matrix or some shit. Blade Runner.
Then I just grabbed a very simple sine wave. And I made a very simple melody with it for the...
No!
Today, I'll show you the 7 levels of sampling. And for him, called Flax Mini.
Oh my god.
Splits the bass into two chains. One completely dry chain that I add nothing to, and the second chain that only has chorus on it, so it just makes the bass way wider and way bigger. And lastly, I just have a little bit of a sidechain for the kick that we're gonna add later on. So together with the sample, it sounds like this.
Doge Fadanya.
Next up, I didn't think that the beat was a little bit simple pattern. Then I just grabbed a very simple sine wave. And I made a very simple melody with it for the second part of the loop.
Now back that ass up.
Now to finish it all off, I just grabbed this drum break from Bernard's Backbeat and I slightly chopped it up, added a little bit of analog clip to it.
Where's Big Rita when you need her?
Bring out the color, and I just thickened
bounce
it up
that
with
ass.
a crash.
Bounce that ass. Why does it sound evil?
And if you want to learn how to sample like this, how to add drums like this and make melodies like this, then check out Sample Academy. It's truly the #1 place for you to learn sampling. And we currently have a free trial for everybody. So
he works here. That makes sense. Actually, the best way to learn how to sample is just to do it yourself.
just go check it out. It's first link in the description.
Just do
and
it
if I just grab
yourself.
everything and arrange the beat out, here is how our pro level example will sound.
You just gotta go out there and discover. You just gotta go out there and discover what you want. This simple ass bass. Why does it sound evil? I'm about to walk down with this song? Like, what the fuck? Okay. You know what? W7. Wait, he only went 6 layers though. What's the 7th layer? I mean level. What's the 7th level of beat making? All right.